Yeah. Nyame adom mo de ache yen. That's it. Sir. Good evening, listeners, and thanks once again for receiving us in your homes with your heart's love as we continue in our series of keys to the kingdom. As usual, it's a great pleasure. We all understand we are studying together. When we have shared our thoughts, you also have the opportunity to share your thoughts, and we also learn something from you. Thank you very much. 96.9. Atiefo yenama kunya so achia obibia na edama success to the kingdom. As usual, it's a great pleasure. We all understand we are studying together. When we have the opportunity to share your thoughts, and we also learn something from you. Our journey on the subject matter of becoming God. Becoming God. And by way of startup, we looked at a quote from Blessed, somebody known as Blessed Finlo, and the topic for that quote, so beautifully put, transformation into Christ through prayer. Transformation into Christ through prayer. We push that to the corner of the question that was asked before by someone as to whether it was only the duty of or the prerogative of the pastor to put on Christ or to draw Christ into himself. And we concluded in that session that if it is a matter of only the pastor donning Christhood, then what is the essence of going to church? The scripture says, Christ in you, the hope of glory. So, if you are going to church as a Christian, and you do understand that it is because you are going to put on your Christhood, or even if you don't know that one, and you are being told that the Christ in you is the hope of your glory, why wouldn't you think of how to draw more of Christ, or let the Christ in you grow, so that your hope of glory will be high? So simply put, our hope is in our Christhood. Our hope is in becoming Christ. And once we become Christ, and we know that Christ is a representation before us of the Godhead, the Father, then our union with Christ ends us up in our union with God. So everything that we are doing on this earth, the focus or the aim is for us to arrive at a point where we also unite with the Christ and become Kwame the Christ, Amma the Christ, Ajua the Christ. And that part of God is tagged with our names. And that ritual is what you call the ascension. That ritual of writing your name permanently in that on this earth, the focus of that you have used so beautifully on this earth The writing of your name on it is what we call the ascension. You go and merge in the ocean of God's being. So life as a Christian or as a child of God, I define my Christianity here as anybody who follows or pursues the path of Christhood. And in this pursuit of Christhood, we started off looking at it to say, okay, transformation into Christ through prayer. So what can prayer do for us? Or what can we do with prayer? Very interestingly, in looking at the various forms of prayer, we concluded last week to say all rests on love. All rests on love. Everything rests on love. So if you don't understand what love is, or maybe you have never even experienced love, I don't say you may never have said I love you, but opening your mouth to say I love you is different from feeling what really you are saying and understanding it. So love is the conclusion of the whole matter. And Ecclesiastes will say the end of the whole matter is fear God and obey his commandments. Just fear is not a scare, but is a fear of knowing that, hey, in the absence of God, I am nothing. Therefore, you identify yourself properly with God through the obedience to his commandments. We learned last week that there are 3 prayer types that we looked at. And it is important for us to take our time and grasp this very well. So I'm going to go over or help us to digest what we went through last week. We learned that prayer can be done through physical body activity. Prayer can also be done using the mind. And there's a third form of prayer that goes beyond our understanding, which is therefore referenced as supernatural. These 3 all move one stage onto the next and onto the next. How? It said in the bodily prayer, you can speak your words of prayer. You speak the words. There are also body movements